Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking About Adaptability. Today we're going to Berlin, Barcelona or Canada. We're going to Jessica Breitenveld. Sounds great. Let's go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Talking About Adaptability. And today's guest is Jessica Breitenveld. And before I introduce you, I would like to ask you the kickoff question. That is, what is the first thing that comes to mind if I say adaptability?
An octopus. Tom.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were finished or not. Is it just an octopus or something following?
No, it's an octopus.
An octopus. Okay, let's talk. Jessica Breitenveld, thank you for joining the show. It was a little bit strange opening, but okay, that's what it is. And I said, because I looked at your LinkedIn and it says you are sometimes in Barcelona or even Amsterdam or Berlin or in Canada. May I ask you, where are you right now?
I've been in Barcelona for a couple of weeks after being in Canada visiting my family.
Okay, cool, very cool. And just to be clear, you are a communication trainer, a public speaker, a therapist, and a life coach, and a motivational speaker. That's a lot, or not?
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff, yes. So, I mean, do you have a core business, or do you have, is it everything, and what comes up?
I started studying what I loved, and then I became a therapist, because if you do enough therapy, you become a therapist. And then I loved teaching people communication skills and did dating workshops. And then I realized, wow, I kind of know how to help women find men, so I guess I'm kind of like a coach.
All right.
And then I won some awards in public speaking, and I was like, I guess I'm kind of a public speaking coach. And I've been traveling the world teaching, and I just hate the snow, so essentially I'm just a Canadian hater, and that's my main job.
All right, cool. And if you look through all those jobs, I mean, in the show we talk about adaptability. Is there one area that you say, well, that needs adaptability most, or people have had most positive feelings about that when I use that, or is it can you use it everywhere, or it's needed everywhere?
Adaptability has. Oh, I thought you were going to switch me to a different view.
No, that's okay. Maybe later. No.
No. I spent years and years traveling the world trying to fix a little bone in my back that was broken. And the West told me, just take drugs. And I was like, what? I'm 22. I'm not going to take that kind of drugs.
No.
And then I started traveling, and I just realized there was an attitude to surviving. There was an attitude to making friends. There was a mindset that made me survive safely without getting robbed, and having great memories in Brazil and India and Egypt as a tall, blonde, white, naive, trusting woman who grew up not locking her doors. I had to learn to adapt to people and cultures and smells. And I learned this idea of yes, and this idea that, yes, I don't like this. Yeah, that was too spicy. Yeah, I don't like how it did me. And I'm here to learn something.
Okay.
So now adaptability is a mindset that people can use for all parts of their life.
Very good. But there was something interesting you said. You said the mindset not getting robbed. I mean, strangely enough, yesterday evening I had a conversation with my girlfriend about that. That when I was in India, and it was a sort of shabby neighborhood, that where you can walk like this and your hand on your camera, and then you sort of feel suspicious. You know, it feels like, oh, you want to be attacked or something. But if you walk like this and have a look and you just look people in the eyes, I mean, I felt really safe. When is that what you mean or not?
India's super safe. That's all I know about India in that way. But living in Brazil, not super safe. But
no, it's right.
There's like this attitude, you know, ideas pop into your head because they were put in your head when you were younger. And some of them are good and some of them are bad. But what we need to learn to do is to hear it. Like, yes, I hear that voice, maybe it's racist, maybe it's judgmental, maybe it's like self-defeating, and then you go, and I want to be this kind of person, right? So every situation is like, no, I don't want that. Yes, yes, but no, it's like yes, and it helps you balance life with its ups and downs and bad and good.
Yeah, very good. And you use the word yes and. I use the words what would happen if. I mean, but it's all coming to the same. You know, it's like so it's actually that you give yourself an opportunity to look to something new, to look to something else. I think that is what adaptability is. Don't you think so?
I love it. What would happen if? That's like the most exciting sentence in life. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, because you're constant looking for something that you don't know yet, and then new things will be on your path, of course. So okay, let's. You are all those different therapist, coach. You also use humor. That's what I saw on LinkedIn. I mean, I've been a stand-up comedian for the last 26 years, and I'm a global speaker. So I mean, comedy is my core product. Comedy is what I do for I had 4,500 comedy shows. So I mean, what do you do with humor? How important is that in your life?
Wow, you are so brave. I'm just a hospital clown. So we go.
You were prepared.
I was going to eat it after, but
all right, sorry.
I was going to do a juggling show.
that feels good. And after this show, you're going to eat a lemon. I don't know.
It's an orange.
Oh, sorry.
It's an ugly orange.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been clowning for about 6 years, and I didn't even know what it was before. But it's the art of adapting to the audience. If the audience laughs, you keep doing it. You repeat it. If the audience doesn't laugh, try something else with it. If they don't laugh, you try something else with it until they laugh. If they laugh, you repeat it and you have fun doing it. You enjoy the rejection and then the what would happen if I did this? You know?
Okay.
It's live adaptability and it's very silly and it's quite beautiful actually. It's very human.
But this is interesting because I totally understand what you mean and you have to keep going till people are laughing. I mean, that's as a professional, but also in your normal life. But then you're always one step too late because if you want to do it professionally or if you going on stage and say I want them to laugh, then you have to know what you are going to do. So what would happen if? And now you say you just do some sort of at random things till they laugh. I mean, there is a difference or not?
Clown shows that you go watch and pay for, they have an act that's prepared. They know what works. They know if you fall on a banana, people will laugh. It's just human cruelty. If you go and you do it spontaneously, you get bigger laughs, but it's riskier. As life is risky, as humor is risky, I find it more fun to just go and see what happens. And you might fall flat, but that's just another day as a clown.
Very good. No, I totally understand that. Okay, let's get business-wise again. What do you think the biggest challenges we have right now? I mean, we've got this weird, strange, give it a name, Corona period, and it's not even over yet. But we're sort of, climbing out of the bucket of terrible things that happened. I think slower. But what do you think the biggest challenge is we have?
Adaptability has been rated as LinkedIn's future skill. And I think they aren't wrong that people do not know what to do in the face of uncertainty. Humans like novelty, but not if it messes up with all their values and all those thoughts and all those fears that they lie deep beneath that they never look at because they're too busy working. And now people have more time and they're going, who am I? What am I? Am I fulfilled? What do I want to do before I die? And we don't know how to deal with these things because we haven't really been prepared by society. And companies need to have people who are adaptable, who are agile, who are creative thinkers, who are innovative. And that doesn't come from saying no or yes, but it comes from saying, Tom, what would happen if? What would happen if?
Very good. But then again, this morning paper, I'm in Amsterdam right now. And there was a big piece that, for 1.5 years, people said to each other, oh, we would like to go back to normal. And almost everybody said, oh, the world is going to change. I'm going to eat different. I'm going to live different. And the point is, it's not. The traffic jams right now are even worse than 2 years ago. Everybody's going to the office. Everybody is booking their holiday with planes, etc. So I mean, it's not even back to normal. It's even digging more deeper in the normal thing we had. So it is. Where is change coming? Well, I mean,
this reminds me. They say, Tom, when people go to a different country, a lot of immigrants become extremist in their beliefs. So if they were average Christians in Texas, when they move over to Europe, they become more Christian and more extremist because they hold on to what they know, what makes them safe. And so we're probably just going back to, I felt good in Menorca eating too much food and drinking my problems away when I thought I wanted to become a vegetarian. But that's too much work, right? Like, that's how I sound in my head, actually, right? I was convinced 2 weeks ago I wanted to never eat meat again when I heard how many liters of water it takes to build a cow. And I bought steak yesterday because it was 30% off. Like, I am just as guilty as everyone, and I don't want to change either, but we have to. So where does that
well, we have to. That is the point. I mean, when Corona started, nobody wanted to work from home or stay at home or whatever, but we had to, and then suddenly we were able to do it. So that questions pop up if we look now to the world, to sustainability, to what we do. That if we really want, not as a country, but as a world, we are able to do it. But something dramatically should happen. Otherwise, we just go back to normal or worse. That's the wider picture. A little bit about you. How do you stay motivated? I mean, you are a motivational coach. Yesterday, I had a beautiful quote from a motivational coach, and I just wonder. Last 2 years, I mean, you always, I see you on LinkedIn and I saw you in a couple of Zoom sessions, and you're almost, like you said, funny, motivated, energetic, open. How do you do that?
Well, a healthy diet of sangria and paella keeps the body strong. Actually, I hate Spanish food, which is horrible to say. And I swear it's the attitude. I spent a couple of weeks with my nieces, and they're 9, 6, and 3. They think it's hilarious if they roll you down a barrel and you get sick for like 3 hours. They think that's super funny if Auntie did that. And I got a video coming out. It's so easy to say, no, Auntie would rather just push you down the hill. No, that will make me sick. Yes, I'll watch you. Yes, but that's not what adults do. And you can't even imagine. The one thing I remember from my 3-week trip to Canada is how funny it was to get pushed down a hill by your 3-year-old niece. And I had a headache for half an hour afterwards, but we laughed, like laughing and connecting and living in the moment never comes from saying no or yes, but. So this attitude of like, I wonder what it'd be like if I talked to that homeless person. Yeah. I wonder what would it be like if I reused this, if I actually tried to engage with people that I'm scared with. That curiosity is what we need, not this like. So I think I'm extremely curious about people.
And the best thing is that's. I mean, I totally believe you and I hear you, but the best thing is you can learn that or not. It's a mindset you can set your mind. I mean, it's not a fixed. I mean, if somebody's sitting at home and said, "Oh, it's terrible," I lost my job, and with all the respect. But it is a mindset to come out of that ugly period. But you have to do it daily or not. I mean, it's not a switch, of course. So you have to work on it, and it's going to be hard and tough, or not.
Can I give you the secret?
Yes.
The secret was practicing clown and improvisation.
Yeah.
Because you get to go with a group of funny people who are into self-development and who are into like making themselves happier, and you go and you practice little scenes, and you're the mom, and that's the ex-husband. Go, and you have to improvise, and you have to build on what the other person said with yes and. You have to go towards the divorce. You have to go towards the conflict. You have to adapt and play, but you can practice your brain saying yes and, yes and, yes and hundreds of times in a month, but you did it with fun and humor, and so it's very motivating.
Very good. I totally see, because also I think why? Because clowns or artists, they are crossing boundaries. They're doing things other people don't dare or are not allowed to say, or they don't dare to say. But if an artist say, oh my God, so it sort of shakes yourself up. And if you say to yourself, I have to choose those boundaries and cross them, a little bit every day, like you said, having fun with the clown, doing something. I mean, I think millions of people never had an orange on their nose, but it looks fun. And maybe that's the first. Yeah, that's your training. That's your new training. Put an ugly orange, an ugly yellow orange. He's not even in the group of oranges.
Oh, poor orange.
Sorry for that. I don't want to get personal to the orange. Sorry. This is most of the time my manager calls in when I forget something. Sorry for that. Yes. Yes. Oh, all right. Yes, I almost forgot it. Thank you. Yeah, I will. No, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, I almost forgot that because you have the same wine or not? That is actually, I never had this. This is really brilliant, Jessica. This is improvisation, and you are even in the clouds. You're connected with the clouds.
It's connected to a cloud.
Did you steal that from your nephew or niece in Canada? So your nephew or niece in Canada is now sitting with this device. Where's the horn or not?
Auntie needs to make people laugh.
Okay, but she called me with the question is that this world is changing very, very fast. And, and we sort of go back to normal now. But we have to learn new things. How can we speed up that learning process? I mean, do you know how we could do that?
I have a theory, and it's my LinkedIn theory, because they love this theory of 80-20. So the Buddha says it's 50-50. We're like this yin and this yang, like good and bad, dark and light, smelly and smelling like roses. And I say we're 80-20. It's like once people accept that they're 80% well-intentioned, they're kind, they're thoughtful, they don't want war, they can also accept that sometimes they're selfish, sometimes they think about themselves, they don't want change, they're scared of the other. But we're living in a world where people are like, I need to be perfect. Oh, I don't have racist thoughts. Oh, I'm not scared of that. We're trying to impress ourselves and other people that we're not human and that we have human fears.
One mask. Yeah.
And the mask doesn't serve us because we all have the same mask with all the 20% of crappiness behind it. If we all just went a little bit more vulnerable, I think we could say, I don't like living in a neighborhood filled with that type of people. I'm honest about it. Yeah, it's not the best situation, but now you need to talk to those people. That's how racism will get broken down, because we have to be honest. I'm Canadian and people go, oh, we're not racist. Yeah, because it's filled with white people in Walmart where we don't have the conflicts, we don't have the situations. And so it's easy to not have any conflict within ourselves in it. So we need exposure, we need an attitude of honesty, plus reality, plus a goal and a dream that we can all share as communities. And then just like, yes, I don't like it, and yes, I don't want this, and yes, I want this, and yeah.
Very good, very good. That's a beautiful way of thinking. But I also think there's even one group that's even harder. That is, I saw an interview on the television, like, well, somebody doesn't like immigrants, and the interviewer said, "Have you ever met one?"
No.
And he said, well, no, actually not. No, but what I see on my Facebook is that, and that is a percentage of people. I'm not even sure if we can help them. And the scary part is they have a driver license, they have the right to vote, but they have these thoughts. Well, no, and they never have talked to those people, never have met them, never have one experience. And that is a big challenge, I guess.
My friend was just saying in Hungary, she's saying they don't have any people. It's like 99% Hungarian people still, white Hungarian people. And the government is starting to do some propaganda against people who don't look Hungarian. And her friends, well-educated friends, quite well-traveled, funny, nice, good-hearted people are like, I'm scared of that group of people. And it's like, well, some of them are pretty awesome, some of them are pretty bad, but you can't be scared of something like that you don't know. So we need people to start talking. We need community parties where people come. There's something called the Human Library. Have you heard of that, Tom?
Yeah, you can go to a library and you can talk to somebody.
Yeah, and it says like
so not take a book from the shelf, but take you, and you just sit down. I love that. It was in Sweden or Denmark, I believe, or
and they do one here in Barcelona with LGBT plus refugees to hear their stories, to break
very
down
good.
the fear.
But I think it's very good, but also, why don't we do that in normal life? Why not when you're at the bus stop and you see somebody say, good morning, and then not everybody's into it, but you just say, and not your first question about the weather, please skip that, oh, beautiful, but say something, and then maybe a conversation starts. And if somebody, sometimes I'm sort of focused when I'm going somewhere with public transport, and then I don't want to talk to somebody, but I will let them know, please, I will. But a lot of people would love to be open a little bit, but there's got to be this little sparkle that starts it. So, but who's going to start? One people in the earth is going to start, and then you do that.
I'm famous for talking to homeless people. I love it. And
okay.
I have a friend in Barcelona. He does free conversations. He sits under the Arc de Triomphe in downtown Barcelona, and there's 2 chairs and a sign, and people come and talk to him. And they're like, are you just some weird guy that's lonely? And they find out pretty quick that, no, he just wants people to have conversations again with strangers.
Wow. Yeah. You can write a book about that.
Yeah, lovely, huh?
Absolutely. Well, Jessica, I think we had a great conversation. Some very wise things have been said by you. And so we're now going to the end of the show. And I've got these 8 questions. And it is, I have to say, may I ask you a personal question? If you say no, I will just skip this. And if you say yes, we have these 8 questions. But question number 1 is the easy question. And question number 8 is the difficult question. And I can ask you which question do you want, but we can also go to the wheel of questions. And normally I ask what do people wear, but I just start the wheel. Is that okay with you? Start the wheel of questions? Yes? Okay. Oh, no, before I do that, I just want to show your LinkedIn profile. So if you want to know more about Jessica, she is a communication trainer, public speaker, and therapist, life coach, and a motivational speaker. And she works, mainly every day in Europe. And if you really want it, she goes to Canada and, I think the whole world, or not. Is that correct?
That's great.
Sort of. Okay, let's see what happens to our spinning wheel, and there we go. You will have question. Let's have a closer look. Question number. I never had 8. No, 8 is gone. Oh, you have the easy question. The easy question. It was 2, isn't it? Yeah, it was question number 2. It's got to be honest. Question number 2. That's the easy question. I'd love to ask you a difficult question, but you're lucky again. What's your favorite sport?
I'm super tall, you can't tell. So if a girl's tall, she's got to play either basketball or volleyball. So I ended up playing on the national volleyball team.
Wow.
And on the basketball team, and we won the best in Canada.
Wow, that's a great story. And I think also, you hear a lot from sports people. They are really good in grit and perseverance. I think that's also a part of you, Dan, because you are from the sport background, or not?
I never realized that, but of course, because we suffered and we played and we sweat.
Exactly. And you train and you learn and you're getting better and you cooperate. That's why I hear a lot from top sport people, that the basics of their beliefs and grit and perseverance came from their 6, 7, 8 years old, that they have to be better and better. So if you have youngsters, sport is really important. Shall we close off with that beautiful line?
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Jessica. And I'll see you, maybe online and maybe live on stage somewhere in the world. Thank you very much. You're beautiful. Bye. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.